Hey guys, so this is the third hotbed that I ever built. My first one I built in a little greenhouse. Nice. The inside has chicken wire. Can you see it? Has chicken wire to hold the straw in. So it's layered. It's layered with straw. So straw, chicken compost, rabbit manure, straw, chicken compost, straw, rabbit manure. This one I knew that I wanted to enclose the hotbed better, so I put tin on the inside. I want to really start using my hotbed guts to fill things. I have these 3 duck ponds that have holes in the bottom. I don't throw them away. I use them to create raised beds, but instead of filling them with wood and sawdust, rabbit manure, and then potting soil, I want to just take the guts out of this bed and put it in there. Alright, so we're going to take out the strawberries and we'll put them either in another bed or we'll save them for my mom. She wanted some strawberries. So we're just going to start digging them out. Alright, so this is what the soil looks like. And there are many layers in here. When I top one of these off, I put another couple feet of sawdust in. And then a little potting soil, a little rabbit manure. And so you're going to find I had quite a bit of soil on the top. This soil actually came from the last hotbed that I took apart. This is from the original hotbed, the first one I ever made. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys what the inside of a hotbed looks like when you take it apart. This one has been here for 3 years, almost 4, and this is what I wanted to show you. Yes, there's wood in it, and the wood holds water. But the straw and the manure turns into soil. This is fantastic soil. And I used it as a potting soil, and this is the sawdust that I had underneath it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 containers of strawberries, some to plant into the swimming pools and some to take to my mom. Alright, so I use the hotbeds plus also these raised beds to get rid of carbon that kind of looks messy. So I have some dimensional lumber, some little bits of wood that came from when we split wood, and now we're going to put sawdust in. Alright, hand me the pitchfork and you wheelbarrow it in. The reason for the plastic is that this spot actually does get bindweed. And I wanted to plant something here but not have to fight weeds. So, could bindweed get through 2 layers of plastic? Maybe in many, many years it could, but it would take a lot of time, and I would have plenty of time to find that individual bindweed. You're going to want it closer, honey. There you go. So we're going to fill this up with half woody, well, about 1/3 woody material, and then we're going to fill up 1/3 with rabbit manure. And then we'll put the finished compost from the hotbed on the top as the actual planting medium. If we just put wood mulch in and we did not put the rabbit manure in, it would kill the plants. There's not enough nitrogen in wood mulch to feed plants. Also, there's too many air gaps. But by putting in the rabbit manure, the wood starts to degrade and turns into soil. Okay, this is what I've done underneath the rabbit hutches. I closed it off so that the ducks can't get in there. What's happening is the ducks will get in there and they'll eat the red wrigglers. Red wrigglers, they're a kind of worm, love nothing better than rabbit poop. And so this is teeming with red wrigglers as long as the ducks can't get in. But the ducks are always getting in. They'll eat the rabbit manure and they will eat the red wrigglers. So I've closed this off so they can't do that anymore. And all of this will just turn into compost on its own, because as they eat hay, it falls down. It covers, protects, and kind of buffers the rabbit manure and the red wrigglers so that it can just compost in place. The same thing here. Except with this one I didn't have a long enough piece, so what the way this door opens is it just bends up for us to harvest. I wanted to show you what it looks like underneath. This is what a hotbed looks like. This is where we put our kitchen waste, which is paper, any kind of cardboard, paper towels, that kind of thing. This is what it looks like. It's a massive compost pile. And the hay keeps it from stinking because it's carbon. Okay, so this one has rabbit manure, sawdust, or wood chunks. This one is full of the nest boxes and hay from what the rabbits had fall through and twigs from what the rabbits had fall through. That's what this is. And it's got a little bit of rabbit manure mixed into it. And so instead of layering, this one is mostly just old hay, nest boxes, rabbit manure all mixed together. Alfalfa hay already has nitrogen in it. It's a legume. And so it doesn't need any more rabbit manure. The wood chunks, wood chips, are not a legume. They don't have nitrogen in them naturally, and so this one's going to need another load of rabbit manure on it before it's ready. Alright, this last one I'm filling up with the stalks from Jerusalem artichokes, and also the stalks from garlic from last year. You really can use anything to fill these guys up as far as carbon. So the thick ones are from Jerusalem artichokes. You can see some right there. And then the thin ones are from garlic. Alright, you can see this one has a lot more air spaces, air gaps between the pieces. So this one, I'm going to add a little bit of rabbit manure just to inoculate it. But the pieces are not chipped up enough to really pull any nitrogen out. So I'm not going to put as much rabbit manure on this one. We're just going to put the compost in from the hotbed. Just go and break into this corner. Make sure it's good and stable. This is nice. A pool? Why? Alright, this compost, this dirt/compost has been composting for, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years. Just sitting there. Hasn't ever been turned. And that's what we're getting.
Are you sure it's been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long. It's been since we moved here. Because I put these in like the 2nd or 3rd year that we were here.
I thought we did this one just a few years ago.
We did that one on the end. The one in the greenhouse we did in 2019. The nice thing about the swimming pools is it doesn't matter if you puncture them. Once they have their first hole in them, they're not useful for the ducks anymore. So at this point, if they get cracks in them, they're just here to hold the dirt in. If you don't get enough rabbit manure in your bed, your carbon won't break down. So make sure you get enough rabbit manure in the bed. Okay, I need hay for the sheep.
Just one slice?
Huh?
Just one slice?
Well, see how hungry they are.
bird netting too?
Yeah. Just extend what you've already started. I wanted to show you guys that the middle of this bed is full of branches, like big wood. If you want a lot of compost really quick, you don't put anything like this in. If you want the hotbed to stay high for a really long time and take a very long time to break down, you put in big pieces of wood. That's what we have. About a foot down. We're getting more sawdust. There's still quite a bit of compost and dirt here in the top that I can harvest, but I have hit in that one spot, I hit a lot of sawdust. And to me that just means I need to put the rabbit cages on and let all that sawdust break down underneath the rabbit cages.
They're definitely meant for different sizes of hotbeds. That was the last one.
Alright, this gray mama, her babies are weaned. They are coming up on 6 weeks, so we're going to move babies out of here and put them in their own cage and rebreed mama.
We have the feed sacks and blankets on the cages, that way it keeps the wind and the rain off. And lately we've had to start tying the cages too, that way it doesn't actually push the cages off, using the feed sacks as a parachute.
From what?
The wind.
Oh, so do you want to start that over again and tell them about the wind? Now that we have a noun?
We have to keep on tying the rabbit coops to the hotbeds, that way the wind doesn't push them off.
Have we ever had it push them off?
No.
No. But we get some very big gusty 50, 60 mile an hour winds here. And even though it's protected, this is a protected space because of the windbreaks, we get enough gusts that we're concerned that it might happen.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go ahead and transition some gray bunny. Actually, we need to get them some water and some hay and set up their cages, and then we want to transition them.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get them some food. Alright, this is what it looks like before we put them in. Here's their water. We have it soaking right now because it had some paper that stuck to it that I wanted to get off. We like to give them a little piece of cardboard in here to stand on. Speaking of which, Kai, you want to go find a clean box? See that? They had the cardboard we usually put in there for them. They had managed to get it in their water. So we're going to rinse that one more time. I like these because they have the little thingamadobber there that attaches it to the bottom of the cage. If I can get it to go, there we go. You just lock it into place and it keeps them from knocking it over. We use these instead of water bottles because in the winter water bottles freeze and break and the rabbits would die of dehydration. In the summer this one is nice. It's hard plastic. I prefer the metal ones. I'll show you one of those in a minute. The metal ones are great because they don't break in the winter. But this, you can see that there's water, you know that there's water, you know that it's functioning. So that's what I use. This is just a little plastic basket from the Dollar Tree. This is what their hay goes in, and that's what most of their food is just hay. It's an alfalfa grass hay mix. And then we also give them pellets. And then we give them sunflower seeds and organic wheat. And that's what they eat, along with tree cuttings and that kind of thing. This is not a hostile Hare cage. This is a cage that I made a long time ago with wire I got from True Value. And I've had to repair it and repair it and repair it. You can see I use hog rings for the door hinge. And I have more of these square grids coming. I love them. They are eternally useful on a homestead, and so I'll show you how to put stuff like this together later. But I can only put rabbits in these that are more mature, otherwise they'll squeeze through the wire. And if you live in a place that has predators like snakes and rats, this would not be an ideal cage. My favorite cages are hostile Hare cages, and I do have the link in the description. They're one of my few affiliates, and I have 3 of their cages now. I had 4, and one of the 4 I sold because I sent the quail with their cage. But this is what my crappy cages that I built years ago look like, and you can see just how many times I've had to repair them.
I think these ones have been handled a lot more than usual.
Yeah, are they very calm? Well, but their mama is very calm. Okay, that's all of them. We're good.
I need to go put the cage.
Hi, baby. All right, when we wean babies, we leave 2 in with mama because we want to make sure that she's not getting mastitis. So we've left 2 with her. So here's this mama. She's our older doe now. These are her babies. She had 15 and kept 12. She's a fantastic mom. Her first time she had a baby, she had 18 and kept 14 or 12 or something.
Might have even been 15.
Yeah, it was a lot.